Hi everyone. I was asked to do some commentary on the Trump win, so here it comes. So first of all, I would like to explain how I experienced it. So some friends and I are holding this podcast every Wednesday that's called Monoculture FM. And in it we talk about immigration and politics and all this kind of stuff. And we had an all-night election watch. And of course, because we're here over here in Finland, we started at around 1:30 a.m. and ended it at something like 9 or 10 a.m. When the results were absolutely certain. And I have to say that when we first started, I really didn't know how it was gonna go. Like, I was completely prepared for a Hillary win. But when one state after another started turning red, I started to get this little sparkle of hope. And after at maybe like 6 a.m., I was completely certain that, okay, this is gonna go our way. And I was just so elated. And uh, early in the morning, we watched the Trump victory speech and went straight to bed because we had been up for the entire day and night. And of course, it was completely magnificent. And one thing I was really looking forward to was the media and the left wing reaction to it. Because after the Brexit referendum, the salt was just so unbearable over here. Like the media and the left wingers, they were absolutely crazy and bitter, and they just kept talking about how the Brexit referendum was won with lies and deceit and hatred and xenophobia and all this kind of stuff. And at that time, when the Brexit referendum was done, I wrote about it in my blog and I said, I am going to love it when Trump wins the election and we get the hissy fit from the media and the left wingers for it. And of course it happened, and now we are experiencing that hissy fit. And it's been just magnificent. Like, they have been so upset. Like, it's like they honestly believe that now there will be concentration camps, that you can just hear the iron-soled boots knocking behind the next corner. And they are completely hysterical. And they have built up this monster in their heads, like this literally Hitler. So of course they are afraid, but it's their own damn fault. Like, if they were realistic, if they actually listened to what Trump says, instead of building up these hysterical images in their heads, they would have nothing to worry about. Like, the only people who have something to worry about are illegal aliens and criminals and people like that, terrorists maybe. So why are they so hysterical? And I've been, I have to say, I've had a lot of schadenfreude in the suffering of these people, and I've read some tweets from them, and I decided to look what's new under the hashtag USA-vaalit, which means the US election in Finnish. Because these Finnish left-wingers, they are just wonderful when it comes to this. And first of all, one of our politicians, Ville Niinistö, who's a politician from the Green Party, they are of course SJWs, and he's the former Minister of Environmental Issues. And he says that Clinton spoke well, beautiful speech that defends democracy and the basic rights of human beings, and that she spoke better than in her campaign speeches. And I can't understand this. Like, these people, they are left-wingers, but still they worship Hillary. Like this most corrupt, most corporate candidate ever. Like, they have simply chosen her for their worship because she happens to be the one running against Trump. Like, I honestly believe they would worship fucking Goebbels, Hitler, Saddam Hussein if they were running against Trump. So this is so hypocritical too. Like, they accuse Trump of all these nasty things. They say that Trump is going to be so bad for the environment. because he doesn't believe in climate change, but they don't talk about anything like Hillary lobbying for fracking all around the globe, getting loads of money for it, but still holding all these beautiful speeches about saving the environment. So how is Hillary better for the environment than Trump? That Trump denying climate change doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that he doesn't care for the environment. He just doesn't believe in that one thing. He obviously believes that pollution is a bad thing and that there should be clean drinking water. So that's enough. He doesn't have to believe in everything. And one person says, bad week, clumsy habits, politically incorrect talk, and a few catchy slogans. You would have won Putos too, and not just the US election with that. And Putos is this comedy show in Finland in which these comedy characters compete with one another about who's the funniest. So this is the kind of bitterness we see. And then they of course refer to the Simpsons, and they say the biggest losers today, science and information, the climate, and equality in all its forms. And I don't understand why they keep talking about, for example, gay people, like that Trump is somehow bad for gay rights. Like, how is he against gays? Why do these people believe that Trump would force all gay people into some conversion therapy? Like, I saw this one left-wing media headline that claimed that it would be completely realistic that all gay people would end up in conversion therapy under Trump presidency. Like, where do they get this idea? Like, show me the fucking speech in which he says that he's going to do anything like that. Or show me any speech in which he in any way says or in any way use any sign about wanting to take rights away from gays. Or wanting to take rights away from Mexicans. Like, one politician in Finland said that this wall Trump is building is taking away from the human rights of Mexicans. And since when has it been a human right to just jump over the border into another country? How is that a human right? It's not. But these human rights, they are just this slogan these people keep using. It's their last excuse. Like when you ask about the crime the asylum seekers commit, oh, but it's their human right to seek for an asylum and to come over here to live on benefits. It's always their last resort, human rights. And then they say that Trump is a failed businessman, but I really don't think he seems that failed. And one right-wing politician is mocking these left-wingers, saying that they should send an ambulance immediately to this mainstream media center. And let's see. Then there are actually a couple of tweets critical about Hillary. And this is surprising because these are coming from a left-wing reporter, Ota Pop. And she says that Clinton Foundation took money from, for example, from Qatar, the country of Qatar, and that those donations weren't made public, even though they should have been. So this is surprising. A left-wing reporter saying something negative about Hillary. And let's see. They say, oh yeah, these are tweets from before the results were sure. So this is funny. So there is this local anarchist, Suvi Auvinen, who's this young woman who pretends to be an anarchist and some sort of a rebel, when in fact she's just spewing the basic ideas of the government, the church, the EU elite, the basic multiculturalism and socialism and all these very politically correct and accepted ideas. And she says that the chances of Hillary winning are 100%. So she got that wrong. Pretty funny. And actually, the reporter of one of the biggest newspapers in Finland, Helsingin Sanomat, and this reporter is called Saska Saarikoski, and he lives in the United States, and he reports from there. And he said that Trump is a complete buffoon, and that he has absolutely no chance of winning. And he's supposed to be this expert on these United States issues, because he lives over there. He should have the hang of it. But still, he gets it that wrong. And it just proves that these people, wherever they move, they always find their bubbles. They find this left-wing bubble. They have no touch with the ordinary people, with the actual attitude climate in the country. They have no touch with the problems average people are experiencing. So they just find this bubble, and they honestly believe that everyone thinks the way they do. Because all my friends are voting for Hillary. Who would vote for Trump? So they believe it, and they get shocked. But of course we weren't shocked about the Trump win. We knew what the situation is with the average people. We see that the same thing is going on in Europe right now. And now, of course, we've had Brexit vote, and that went well. And then was this Trump win, and the next prize we should set our eyes on is, of course, the presidential election in France. And there we will break that glass ceiling like Hillary went, and we will get Marine Le Pen chosen for the president. So you should, of course, keep an eye out for that when the election is coming on the springtime. And the assault is just never ending. They say that racism won, misogyny won, hate won. Like, of course they believe that because everything is racism for them, everything is sexism for them, and everything is misogyny and xenophobia and Islamophobia for them. Everyone who is an inch right from them is a racist, sexist, and misogynist and xenophobe to them. So they see that everywhere. So those words have lost all meaning. And I just don't believe a majority of the American people are raging homophobes, racist, sexist, all this kind of stuff. So why are these people still claiming this? They can't honestly believe in this. And they even say that it's the poor white men doing this. And that it's the uneducated hillbillies voting for Trump. And are there really that much uneducated white hillbillies in the United States? And by what I have seen from the exit polls, 29% of Latinos voted for Trump. And something like 8% of black people voted for Trump. And 43% of women voted for Trump. So why are these people accusing the white, uneducated males for this? They only had a very small part in all this. But they need this villain. They need to have somebody to blame. And because they can't blame the protected groups like minorities or women or gays or anything like that, they of course resort to blaming the white men. They are the easy target. They are the only group who you can categorize like that without being called an absolute racist and a bigot. Like, imagine if you branded any other group like that and talked about them in such demeaning terms as these white men are being talked about right now. Like, you would be branded a crazy bigot, just like that. But apparently you can say anything you want about white men. So I'm going to quit this over here, so this won't become too long. And I have some other new subjects prepared for this week, so stay tuned. And thank you for listening.